The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Welcome back to another episode of the Beer Brothers. This is episode number 55, and today we have the fun privilege of doing this from the casting couch inside Big Trouble Brewing in Gallatin, Tennessee. So, if you hear random noises, Jamaican beats, I've got to get closer to the mic. I wanted to be really far back because it's been a day.
Yeah, well, you could always move the table up, but...
You could move the table up.
Here, you want to do that a little bit? Everyone, listen to this. This is going to be the best audio experience of your life. Oh my god, I almost tipped everything over. Ooh!
Now we're snug.
Right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Snug as a little baby buggy.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, we're actually at the brewery today. We had hopes of brewing beer and then, kind of...
Filming a little bit of that experience, sharing it with our
five
fans.
And that just didn't happen. There's just
Yeah.
other things going on that are more important right
Yeah.
now. And we didn't have all the ingredients that we needed to get it done today. So, that's okay. We're just going to do a little normie.
Just a preface. So we are in a brewery.
Yes.
This is a brewery you've been working on with a friend.
Yes.
This is like his spot.
This is his brewery.
It's his brewery called Big Trouble Brewing.
Yep.
It was supposed to have opened like a year ago, but then, COVID.
The blip got him.
Yeah, the blip got us. Anyways, and so if y'all hear some stuff going on in the background, it's because they're working on a little construction, kind of getting some stuff done. They're doing some...
Fixing the bathrooms.
Yeah, fixing the bathrooms up. They're doing all sorts of stuff. So if you hear some things in the background, that's all it is. It's just some fun background audio. But it's also Cody's birthday today, so it's a birthday cast!
And it's not felt like a birthday at all. I've just been working.
That's what happens when you get old. All your birthdays are just normal days.
It really has felt like a normal day. Like, I just woke up and it was like, okay, I gotta prep this stuff and then go here and do this and I'm gonna go do a podcast. And it's not felt special, but I don't really give a shit. I think that's the other part of getting older. I'm on the downhill slope to 40. I've made it. I'm 36 now. And it's like, I'm on my way to not caring.
I feel like everyone should be allowed to subtract 1 year, just because last year, everyone's birthdays got skipped. Everyone's birthdays got skipped.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do anything fun. I don't remember what I did on my birthday last year.
You probably sat at home and ate an edible.
Probably. I think I went to Indy for, that weekend and might have gone and gotten some edibles in Michigan or something. I don't know.
Well.
Might have done that. I'm not sure. I did something probably like that.
That's like a responsible 40-year-old thing to do,
Not 40.
I know, but that's what that seems like.
Well, everyone was 40 during that time frame, so...
Pretty much, it reduced everyone to, being 55 and gardening. They were
yeah.
Well, I gotta get up when the sun gets up, so I better go to the old corral and get a buffet special and go to sleep early tonight.
Gotta get that early bird $6.99 buffet meal from Shoney's.
They got the endless swirl of ice cream.
Can I get the liver and onions, please?
On repeat.
All right, do the intro.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, this is the Beer Brothers. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
And here
we will get it.
We go. Yes. All right, today's beer of the episode is by D9 Brewing out of Huntersville, North Carolina. It is their it's the Hakuna Matata, the tropical IPA beer. It is a 6.6 ABV, 7.5 or 75 IBU. Sorry, I'm all over the place. My head is stressed. Let me read you what they say about it. 72 IBU. It's a little bit off. Tropical IPA brewed using hops from the U.S., UK, Germany, Slovenia, and New Zealand. The result is a much more balanced, less bitter, more flavorful, dank-style IPA with hints of mandarin, orange, pineapple, grapefruit, and elderflower. Nothing to mention about a little lion or a little meerkat. Are you okay? We making it?
I'm just making sure. There was like one little audio adjustment needed to make. Okay.
Okay.
So that sounds. There. At first, I was like, "That's a lot," but then I guess I get the Hakuna Matata thing, like kind of like peace and harmony between all of the hops from all over the world. They just were like, "Give me a hop from every corner of the earth and throw it into one glass, and let's see what happens."
Is that what that is?
I mean, Hakuna Matata means no worries, but I always kind of thought about it as like a very like go with the flow. Here's the vibe. Everybody's together. Everybody's one, sort of a thing.
Okay.
That's how I.
Peace, love, and harmony type deal.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
I was thinking more like stranded in a jungle with animals and you're eating bugs, but. Hakuna Matata.
You went the worst. You went the bad route. Okay.
Yeah.
You're in a dark space today.
I'm in a dark space.
It's my birthday. They're terrible. I've had a good birthday in years.
This is like a birthday beer. I chose this one. I was like,
good.
Hakuna Matata, motherfucker.
Well, cheers.
Cheers to you and all.
I mean, it's a really, really good beer. It's super flavorful.
Trying to taste the mandarin.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's a great IPA.
I mean, it's all pretty good. So I don't have any complaints about this one at all.
Unfortunately, we're drinking it a little warm.
I mean, that's okay because that sometimes helps the flavors and stuff come out a little bit. So that's not the worst thing. It's not like room temp or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good. I'm trying to like pinpoint my thoughts on it, but it's hard. It's a very juicy beer, but there's still like the good bitterness of the hops and everything on the back end.
I think it's well balanced, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not. There's nothing crazy wild about it. I don't have super intense notes of one thing or the other. It's just kind of like no.
Like I'm having a good time. It is like a no worries beer. Like you kind of just like, you know what? This is nice.
This is good.
this is nice.
I wanted an IPA. I didn't want to get punched completely in the face, and this is it.
So we'll score this at the end of the episode, and that's how we get you.
That's how we get you.
Because the brewery's listening, and they're like, what are they going to score it? And then I'm like, you got to wait about 15 minutes and let me talk about myself. And then you can get your score.
Talk about things that don't matter in this world.
You got to work for it.
Got to jog a little bit before you get the body that you want.
Yeah.
You know? That sort of thing.
Walk before you run.
Well, okay.
We need like 40 more random phrases to just round all that out. Just
walk before you run.
Two birds, one stone. Just.
Now that you say that, my mind is like
one in the bushel, two in the bush, or whatever. One in the hand, two in the bush. Something about bushels and bushes.
Keep digging, the diamonds on the other side. Like,
I don't know if that's one, but that worked. I mean, it's one.
If
you want it to be, it's your birthday. We'll give you that one.
I'm just so I'm overwhelmed right now. I feel like I've literally just been working my freaking butt off in every area that I can, which is okay. It's good. It's good to make progress and feel like we're doing things. But at the same time, I'm also like
spreading yourself a little thin there, huh?
Yeah, I get to this point in the day where my mind just feels like a piece of paper that someone peed on.
Yeah. Your butt cheeks can only spread so far, Cody. Be careful how far you spread yourself.
Yeah. Well,
gonna rip yourself a little bit back there. Careful.
Yeah, you gotta rip the seams. Rip the seams up.
Yeah, we need some of that Aquaphor.
So this episode is gonna be a bit trash, just because.
No, it'll be fine.
Well,
you had a thing that you wanted to do.
We had some things planned, and then it was
all just really bad.
Thrown.
It was a bad plan.
It wasn't a bad plan.
Because we're on the casting couch in a
closet. Couch. No. Yeah.
So yeah, originally we were trying to do it out in the brewery, but they had a lot of stuff going on. So now we're literally sitting on this old weird casting couch. If anyone knows what I mean,
you know.
Yeah. So
if you know,
you know. If you hear any squeals in the background, that's the what was it we said? The interviewees that made it to the next phase.
Yeah. I asked Mike when he walked in. I was like, so this is going to involve anal. Are you comfortable? Oh yeah, yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a weird email from some like, like when you see ads on your
Spice Girls tryout. Or...
No, I wish. I'd be Sporty Spice in a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe Scary. I don't know. Which one would I be?
Yeah,
It's a great question. Now I'm thinking about all of them. I could be them all.
I'll be Slimy Spice.
Yeah, I'll be the new one. Dumpy Spice.
Frumpy Spice.
Dumpy Frumpy Spice. Yeah, it's like the Garbage Pail Kids of Spice Girls.
Do you remember when we had the idea to make? Okay, so let me just tell you where my brain went.
Yeah.
Slimy Spice. All right.
Yeah.
I was thinking, all right, you would be this new Spice Girl that's like just covered in lubricant.
I'm just
all
constantly
times.
wet, and they're like, "What is it?
Yeah.
Why are you always wet?"
Slime.
Like, it's like those people with super oily hair. It's always oiled. That'd be me, but my whole body. What would I wear?
I mean, it'd be,
Something
it'd
shiny.
Be pleather. It'd be pleather.
Yeah, I was gonna say pleather, like something shiny that just glistens in that wetness.
Yeah, and you would have a constant move where you're down on your knees and you whip your hair in a circle.
It's gotten about long enough. I can really throw this hair around now. So.
Yeah. And then so it went from that, and then my brain jumped to the time that we were like writing sketch comedy things.
Oh yeah.
I had the idea of womb mates, where
yes,
it was about two twins inside of a womb, and the whole idea was that we would film it and have like a red tarp around us or something, and we'd both be covered in gook, but like shirtless.
Oh god,
close to each other,
just like almost hugging. We had some pretty good ideas there, just nothing. Everybody else didn't want to keep working on.
No one
fun
was
shit.
brave enough. No one was brave enough to
weirdos.
just go with it.
I mean, I didn't want to do it.
Well, there was the one time we were doing something. We did some kind of. We had one thing. It was laundry day.
Yes, laundry day. We shot that for a while. We shot the fuck out of that thing, and then we never got to do it.
Well, because some people were scared to go to the max of what it was. Like
we filmed almost all of it, and then Forrest at the last minute.
Was like, I can't.
My roommate at the time, he was kind of the main character, and he just kind of like.
What was the reason?
He
was afraid
out.
his dad would see it or something.
Yeah, just something silly. Wish he would have finished it. And the second thing is like all the footage was on his computer, and then he eventually just deleted it all. And I was like, "You bitch! Well, I could have saved it."
Do you remember we wrote one scene where it was like, the whole concept for anyone listening was that Micah and Forrest lived together, and every time that Micah came home, Forrest would have less clothes.
Or no, it was every time Forrest came home. No, that's right. Every time I came home, Forrest. Yeah, sorry, I had it backwards for a minute. Forrest was the roommate who was always doing laundry. So every time I came home, I needed to do laundry. There's always laundry in the laundry room. So I would go to all these different places, and then somehow Forrest would be at those places.
Yeah,
and I went to like a friend's house, and there was just like laundry everywhere, and it was all his. And then I went to a laundromat, and every single thing was full, and they were all his. And it was absurd. It was just ridiculous.
It was like 1 a.m. And we're in
a random laundromat where no one else is shooting this thing, and like one random person came in at 1 a.m. and we were like, "Fuck."
What was great was that the scene required Forrest to be in a
cart, yeah.
And he didn't have anything. I mean, he had shorts on, but we arranged the laundry because that was the whole joke, was that he never had clothes on.
Yeah.
Because he was always doing laundry.
So he was like taking his pants off for every scene.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I shot him out in a field.
Yes.
Like with this. Yes. There was so many stupid things. I think there was only like 2 or 3 things we needed to shoot left, and we didn't get to finish.
Well, yeah, the whole concept.
It'd be fun to go back and try to redo one day.
When Micah would go everywhere, it was just this increasingly more psychotic thing of like, that he couldn't do.
It was
laundry.
like a fever dream.
Yeah, it was a fever dream. Exactly. It's like everywhere Micah went, Forrest was there doing laundry. And so like one point, Micah's in a field with a washboard.
Like,
I think that's what
it was with a toothbrush and water. And I was like, this is the only place I can escape. And I was like scrubbing a shirt with a toothbrush in a field next to like a big highway or something.
Yeah.
And then he like popped up out of the grass, like the tall weeds.
What are you doing?
He's like,
laundry?
He's like, you doing laundry? Yeah, that was fun. Those were good. I kind of miss doing this sometimes, but it's hard to get a lot of people to do shit for free. When you're just like, we're just doing fun stuff.
Yeah, it was hard because we were all doing it for free. And I think me and you were the only ones that were just like cracked up about it. Everybody else is like, I guess I'll do it.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny.
I'll carry it along.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm bringing all that up to say there was one scene that we wrote, and he was supposed to be like the goat guy from, Narnia.
Oh,
you remember that? Like,
yes.
They went into the closet and they're supposed to like move some laundry back, and he's like in there, like in the woods, like.
It was just like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
like a really quick thing.
Nothing. Like it was a super quick thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why my brain has gone this far into this conversation, but
that's fine. I think it's funny talking about reminiscing some of those things.
Some old relics.
Yeah, what's funny is like we were doing some of those setups and those shots, and some of them were a little involved, and we were kind of doing some guerrilla filmmaking where you're just going out and you're just doing it, and like you're not asking permission.
Yeah.
You know, from places, you're just doing it, and but then you get people who like didn't want to do stuff, or they'd be like, it's gonna take too long to do it. Dude, I watched this thing last night. Vanity Fair posts some fantastic videos on YouTube of like actors and directors and writers and about like either all of their work or a specific thing that's coming out they've worked on. And it was John Krasinski breaking down a scene, the opening scene in Quiet Place 2, which I have not seen yet, but
is that, what is that on? Is that just in theaters?
It is only in theaters right now. It's one of the few bigger movies that is like going one of the first back as far as big films before the big summer rush where we're going to start seeing some normality in the theaters again, which would be nice. And dude, they talked about how they just rehearsed this opening shot because there was so much involved. It was like a lot of one take stuff. And they rehearsed it for 3 weeks. And I was like, you rehearsed the shot. You didn't even get the shot. You just rehearsed because there was so much choreography that needed to be done. It was like a high intense scene. And it was like a lot of car movements and shit like that. And they rehearsed it for 3 weeks. And I'm like, I couldn't get people to do something that would take maybe an hour of practice. Like, what the fuck? I mean, obviously these people are getting paid. And these are like all huge, like people that are working on this project together and all have this vision together. And, you know, it's a little different. But it kind of goes to show, like, when you see something in a movie and you're like, oh man, that was a pretty cool scene. Like, sometimes getting that background of like, this took 3 weeks of just rehearsal. And then here's all the other crazy shit we did in the middle of it. Like, they put so much time and effort in that stuff. Kind of gives you a different perspective on movies. Like, movies that suck, they might suck because maybe people just weren't into the project.
True.
You know, or they weren't getting paid enough. Or, like, I feel like that's when you see films that are not very good. And, like, it kind of makes you feel bad for people that get reviewed and, like, the movie ends up tanking and they put all this work and passion into it. And it's just bad. It's just not a good film.
It's kind of like beer.
No. Dude, yeah, it really is like beer. Like, what was it? Earlier, you had your dummy beer. Y'all were working the system, and then we were kind of just, you know, and I got to taste it. It wasn't too bad, even though like the percentage was crazy low. Yeah. But y'all were moving it over to, what was it? Y'all were moving it to?
Serving tank,
and then you accidentally got a bunch of sanitizer in the line.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was dummy beer, but it was just. I mean, it's like crazy how much shit goes into all this. Like, y'all have been trying to get this place open forever.
Well, and it's really only been a concentrated effort, I feel like, in the last... I mean, on Josiah's part, it's been concentrated since
for a long
COVID.
time, yes.
You know, but as far as being able to actually get here and work and, you know, do things, it's really been since probably winter at some point. You know, like when things kind of turned around for us, so... That's the air compressor?
No, we're fine.
It'll go on.
That's the big vibrator.
Under the casting couch.
It's the machine.
I
where are we going with all this?
It doesn't... We're just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking.
We're just hanging out.
This is a birthday episode. No one cares.
This is literally like, let's just go have a beer and hang out and talk about...
In a closet on a weird old couch. There might be bugs on this. I don't know.
With a Sanyo in the distance.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
They've got their very loud personal massager in the background.
With some slight Bob Marley tunes playing.
Yes, if y'all are hearing the Bob Marley in the background, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
No.
I mean, hopefully I don't get in any weird syndication trouble on this episode, but I think we're talking over it enough to where we would be fine.
Yeah, I think we're good. I'm searching my brain right now of like... Dude, what's another topic?
What can we talk about? I mean, we've been talking for almost 25 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, how do we do that?
I don't know. I'm just glad to be sitting down and doing nothing and drinking a beer. Like,
You're moving all day?
Yeah, I mean, I've literally been like with people or talking on the phone or doing something.
It's the worst.
Pretty much since 4 a.m. this morning.
A lot of times I'm just by myself all day, and then when Lauren comes home, I just talk her ear off. I'm like, I haven't been able to talk to anyone but the dog for a solid 6 or 7 hours straight.
She's like, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah, I can tell she's like exhausted, and I'm like, yeah, and then this. I read this article where I did this thing.
About that.
The stock market was really good today. Like, she's talking about a bunch of dumb shit, and she's probably like, I don't give a fuck. Shut up. I'm tired. Be quiet.
You know, I thought if we started today with like stupid phrases. Stupid inspirational quotes, and I just sitting here like,
yeah.
Like, I guess it's
I thought you said racial quotes. I was like, what?
Inspirational.
No, it was just mumbled a little.
Inspirational.
Inspirational.
I'm like so tired. I'm like, whatever. Deflating. This is a deflating word of wisdom. It takes money to make money.
Yeah, it's like one of the oldest things, but it's fucking true as shit.
I mean, it's a gambler's like motto, you know, like, all right, scared money doesn't make money, you know, like whatever.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of the whole thing. But you know, I've definitely been in Vegas and lost a lot of money because I was like, scared money don't make money.
You say, I'm not scared. Oh my god, I'm terrified. I'm poor again.
What? I can't pay my light.
These ATM fees are just as much as I'm putting on the table.
I think I talked about it on here once before. The homeless guy that approached me at a roulette table and asked me for money.
Here's a chip, boy.
I mean, it was the most awkward situation. He was like, I was on a digital game at that, so it was like I didn't have like I wouldn't.
Yeah, because they can't walk up to tables. But if you're just by yourself on a digital game, like
yeah, he's like, hey man, you got any money? And it's like, well, obviously I do. I'm gambling. Like, I'm here losing this actively in front of you, who you might be starving.
I feel like those people are probably at one point. They did not live in Las Vegas. They were visiting with friends, and they just never made it back home.
That was his story. I'm trying to get a bus ticket to go back home.
Yeah, and then he goes and immediately puts it on a table or something.
Yeah, it was something absurd, and I was like,
no.
I mean, I was trying so hard to figure out how the fuck do I get out of this, like, you know, because I can't.
I want to help people. Like, there's just times where you're like, I don't want to help you. I'm so sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're on vacation, it's like you've worked to a degree to get there, right?
Yeah,
you've either saved your money or you have some reason to be there. I was there for a conference. I also had money that I'd set aside
to gamble
for that I had worked for.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that sounds bad. It's like, well, why not just give some of this homeless guy? Well, first of all, fuck that. Like, I mean, I do give to those kind of things regularly. But in this case, I wasn't there for that.
No,
I wasn't there for a charitable moment. I was there to just have fun, cut loose, and be selfish. And
I'm not going to give you my last bet.
Right?
What if I win big on this one?
So I was trying to figure out how to get out of the situation because the guy's standing there watching me.
Oh, my God.
He's like staring me in the face like, are you going to give me any of that money you got in the machine?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. And so I made a bet with him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if you can stay here until I get it until this point of money, then I'll give you the whole ticket. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, but I've set like some absurd amount. Like I had $50 in this machine, and I was like, if I can get it to 150, I'll give it. I'll give you.
He just chilled with you.
He chilled with me for 25 minutes.
Oh no.
And I was only betting like nickels at a time.
So basically, it was either you run out of money entirely, or you hit $150 eventually,
or he leaves, and eventually he's like...
Or he gives up.
I gotta go take a shit, and then he never came back.
Thank God.
Alright, let's rate this beer.
Yeah,
Rambling. I know my rating. I'm already on it.
Yeah, so after watching a lot of,
Casting Couch.
Yeah, after watching a lot of Casting Couch, I've decided to rate the beers differently. Now, I feel like sometimes I want to be more favorable about beers, but I think... Our rating system, I think, has been pretty fine, but I've been trying to be more aware. If you watch Dave Portnoy do his whole Barstool Pizza reviews or whatever, and he tries to be a little brutal. So now it's like I'm not getting brutal on this beer. I'm just kind of using that as a reference. Like 7's not a bad beer. 7's a pretty good beer. Like that's a decent beer. Like that's nice. But I'd probably give this like a 7.2.
Okay, we're close.
I think that's a pretty decent beer.
We're close. I'm gonna go 7.5.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's kind of like to me, that's a gold standard of like this is a good, solid style.
Yeah.
You've executed it well, but it's not blowing my mind flavor wise. So 7.5 for this because I think it's a solid IPA. Like, if you like IPAs, you're gonna love this.
Especially if you like, tropical IPAs and things like that, like juicier IPAs. It's really, really good. Yeah. It is not bad at all. I don't know if we'll ever find a 10 though. Like, I think that's the thing with these scales. It's hard. Is like, will we ever find a beer that blows your mind and you're just like, this is a 10. This is the best beer I will ever have in my life. I think that's really hard. I've gotten some 9s. Like, I think we've had a 9 or so on the show once. Yeah. Once or twice. I had a 9 the other day, which we'll eventually bring on the show. Yeah. But yeah, I think 7.2 is pretty good for me. We can go with your 7.5. Since it's your birthday, we'll say 7.5. We'll round it out. Yeah. 7.5 beer babies. So take 7 beer babies and then just cut the legs off the last one, and there we are. Good. And that's your review.
Well, and I will say one thing about the reviews is that a lot of it has to do with the marketing that we're given. So we are told it should taste like X.
Correct.
And so our rating is really based off the marketing that we are given.
Yes.
So if it doesn't meet the marketing, if it's like tastes like this and X and Y and Z and all the things, and we're like, well, I mean, I get what you're saying and I kind of get it, then you can't really give it a perfect score based on their own marketing.
True.
So
honestly, sometimes I feel like the less marketing, the better a little bit. Like the ones that tend to not go overboard with their descriptions, they leave more open to interpretation, which is usually where our reviews end up being a little higher.
That might be why I like this one more, because really it just kind of said, this is what it is. There wasn't a lot of pageantry.
Yes.
Wasn't a lot of like,
it wasn't crazy.
From the hills of the mist.
Yeah, they didn't have a whole story for it.
Yeah, and not that those are a bad thing. I like a good story. It's just like you're selling it harder, so it makes the execution harder.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, well, all right, 7.5 for D9 on their Hakuna Matata Tropical IPA. There it is. That's the review. All right, I think this is it for the episode.
That's it.
All right, cool. Well,
I'm gonna go do something birthday wise. Probably just eat food and get fatter, but
that's fun though.
That's what you do on your birthday.
Yeah.
I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
It's been the Beer Brothers.
Peace out.
Good night.